possibly could be going to Victor. It depends where exactly he decides to kick over.
Yeah.
He was trying to get everybody to think that he was in Colorado with that Oklahoma video, because we all knew that those were the Rockies or some range like the Rockies.
And to his credit, the video was taken in Colorado, but like 5 minutes from Wyoming.
And he was already across. He'd already been spotted in Wyoming. And he posted that after we posted that he'd been spotted in Wyoming.
Not only does Oklahoma like not have a mountain range, Oklahoma has one mountain. It's called Mount Scott. Yes, Mount Scott.
They call the Arbuckles a mountain or mountain range, so I'm sticking with it.
No.
I got to hang with my red dirt brethren.
It was in Lawton. It was in Lawton, where we lived for 3 years because my husband was stationed at Fort Sill. And
Wyoming, Abby.
That's the only real mountain, but you know, the Arbuckle is called mountains.
But it's hilarious because it's only a mountain by like 100 feet.
She said they're a mountain by a
The
damn
first time I drove up to Oklahoma City from North Texas, I saw a sign that said Arbuckle Mountains, and I was like, oh, cool, I get to drive through the mountains. And I was like, where the fuck are the mountains? I was still asking myself that whenever I got to OKC.
Cyril Berteau, mudflap.
Fail Brisbane.
Yeah, so Wes called him Fail Brisbane one time, and I about dropped out of my seat laughing.
I had another name for him that I like better, but it's too disrespectful to the dead, so we can't use it.
Yeah, you know, I just... The last one that he posted when he was going down into the city where he's dragging Pete behind him. Just...
Hey, Sassy, I think if you want to, that's fine.
Yeah, Rich, you want to come in?
Rusty, do you want to come in? You can if you want. I'll invite you. Boop.
Well, he's gone too quickly because he trailered 909 miles. By the way, he lied about that too.
Yeah, he did.
He didn't trailer 700 miles. He trailered 909 miles.
Come on, Rusty.
Yeah, jump in.
Hold on. There we go. Invite sent.
Sierra, it's going to be a matter of right place, right time, like we've been saying. As soon as someone spots him and says, we have an eye on him right now, this is where he is, we can send law enforcement or whichever animal welfare group is in that area at that time that we have set up.
Yeah, the problem is he's putting videos more and more, like further and further apart from where he actually was. Like when he started this, he was only posting like 2 or 3 days like behind. And now it seems like he's posting like maybe 4 or 5. Mm-hmm. So hard to nail him down.
Well, it would be harder if we didn't have people who saw him, though. That's but he's in the kind of country now that it's going to be harder to find people who just run across him.
Yeah.
The people the day he posted that he was in Oklahoma, which everybody knew he wasn't.
Yeah.
It was one of my followers' friends. She showed me the text messages from her, and she was like, hey, we didn't know till after we left, but we found this guy. My husband asked him if he was from Red Dead, and he was very, not so much rude, but you know, he's very pompous.
Yeah.
And not very bright. They put him up for the night because of the horses, but they didn't know who he was, so they didn't get pictures or anything of him.
Yeah.
But they described everything to a T, and not just what you would see on videos.
What did they say about the condition of the horses? Did they notice anything?
They saw him tacked.
He didn't untack them even when they stayed?
I don't think so.
Wow.
I got something too on that. When I talked to Wyoming brand inspector the other day for like the one that operates out of Cokeville, he said he didn't know the situation either, but when he was leaving that morning to work cows, he saw Cyril riding down the road. And he said he thought he was just some idiot just riding, and he said the horses looked like absolute shit.
Yeah, he probably thought he was just like a local guy riding in his local area or something.
Some dumbass riding from place to place.
Yeah, Wes told him the situation, and he goes, oh, that dumbass.
Yeah.
Every single horse person that I tell about, like in my like real life out here, every single one has been like, he did what now? Hey, what? And I have to like explain it a little bit more. And I'm like, he took these horses, you know, one of them he conditioned for 3 weeks.
No, he mentally conditioned.
Yeah, mentally.
Mental. When he mentally
Wim Hof the
conditioned.
bastard.
Yeah. And then the other one he just picked up somewhere and just boom, right into this hell. And it sucks having to rely on people that don't know the situation. And he's getting into that part of the world too, where if he hits up old ranchers, they don't use TikTok. Or Instagram.
They're not social media people out there. Like, Wyoming is not what Yellowstone portrays.
Yeah.
So sad.
But the video he posted yesterday of Pete tripping on the sagebrush and him just keeping on riding, yanking the shit out of him to get him to go. Like, it's that kind of stuff. Like, it's really easy to see the lameness if you know what lameness looks like. And then that kind of stuff, like, we're trotting through sage on a lame horse.
I really think Pete has ring bone.
Yeah.
His one knee doesn't flex all the way. Well, technically his knee is his wrist, but his one knee doesn't flex all the way. And then if you look, like,
Abby P, I mean,
normal stocking up. Well, Falcons is abnormal because it
which
Yeah.
eats puppy by the. Oh shoot! Hold on.
yeah, you're breaking
How
up real
about
bad.
now?
Better.
Better.
Can you?
Mhm.
Better.
Yes.
It's
Oh,
not normal
Never mind.
stocking up.
there we go.
It looks like
Shit.
it looks
In and
has
out.
ring bone.
Rusty, you're
Then-
breaking up again.
My mouth is a cesspool. Hold on. How about this?
That's better.
Better.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. Pete appears to have ring bone.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's high or low. I have not seen a radiograph.
Yeah.
And that one knee does not flex all the
Yeah.
way,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
which is probably some sort of arthritis.
Yeah.
And I'm not like him. No, I don't like him. I will commend some of the small things he's done, which I am sure those punchy cow guys taught him how to tie a picket line and things like that, things he should have been doing from the beginning.
Yeah.
But Pete, even if he's not just mechanically lame,
Yeah.
and even if he was mechanically lame, he is not, what?
Sorry, I got a text message.
People are fighting in the comments.
Oh, I
No. Even if Pete was mechanically lame, I doubt he has done injections and Equiox at the very least. Like, Pete, I like Falcon. Pete's got my heart.
Mm-hmm.
I love
so bad for that little guy.
Did you see in that last video when he like was petting their faces? Did you see the softness in Pete's eyes?
Yeah.
He looks like just the most kind, gentle soul. Like Falcon kind of has like crazy eyes. Like, you know, he definitely looks like a horse that's always like, and so, you know, and like we've heard from the people who boarded with him in Austin that he was a little bit pushy. He was a feisty, he was a dick. He's a feisty horse.
Correct terminology was he was a dick.
Pete just looks like he wants to trust every person that approaches him and just has the biggest heart in the world. Like I haven't seen Pete's face that close at all. You know, nobody has. And watching that video, I was studying it last night when I was making my video, and I just kept having to stop on that like once that part where he's petting and his eyes are this big, like puppy dog eyes, and I just want to like reach through the phone and breaks my heart.
Pete has your typical, I'm 20-something years old. I've been there, done that.
Yeah.
I'm just a nice babysitter horse. He does.
Yeah.
He's got that demeanor.
He strikes me as something that probably picked up an injury, and this is all speculation, but he seems like the kind of horse somebody was ranching on or day working on, picked up an injury, got kicked out to pasture.
Yeah.
You know, and those been there, done that ranch horses like that, they'll do whatever you tell them to, lame or not. And it's kind of a damn shame.
Yeah, that is a damn shame.
The llama.
Yeah, what
But
if the
and the other thing too about Pete,
I
Rusty,
kept trying to reread it,
we were talking about this.
but
We were talking about this. I was talking about this with Rusty the other day, and that's when she first mentioned the ring bone thing. And I think you're dead on that. But he also looks really tender on his soles.
Yes, that's what I noticed on that video where he had the little girl on him, on Falcon, and was walking them both on, smooth concrete. Both of them looked like they had some real ouchies on their feet. They looked like they were on the on rocks with tender soles. Even like Wes, they looks like Bravo on rocks.
Yeah, which is why we're getting them.
They're stepping real soft and trying not to hurt their feet. And I know for sure Falcon's feet are due.
They're way past due. They're entirely too long.
Which is
and
so
whoever
interesting
did his
he
feet
had that
him broken forward.
Yeah, he had that screenshot in one of his stories of Pete getting his feet done, but why wouldn't he have had his feet done?
He doesn't know, and he doesn't want to admit he doesn't know. We've seen that from the beginning. I think in his mind, it's probably Falcon's going to wear shoes until he can't.
Falcon's broken forward, and I don't know if you guys know about angles on a horse's feet. It does not change from gated horse to non-gated horse. You still need the angles to be the same. You still need the coronary band to be in a certain, the 52-degree angle, and having it going up. Like in his are not. He is broken forward.
Falcon is trimmed like a navicular halter horse.
Yes, he is. Or
like way up. He has stood, and he's been stood up since he left.
Yeah, and I know that's why his hind is tucked in.
And to me, that screams, "I got the cheapest farrier I could find."
Yeah.
Well, really quick, you guys, quick.
Where it was,
I finally kind of got caught up on the drama. You guys, keep your drama from other videos out of this chat, please. Okay. I don't care who said what. Didn't happen not about Falcon. Didn't happen in any of my videos. I don't want to see it.
Falcon
lose club because he stood so far up.
This is for some girl. Falcon, I do not think is truly club foot.
No.
When you have bad farrier work, you can get a contracted heel, giving a pop can-like appearance.
Yep.
That Falcon is like that all the way around, less so in his back feet than he is in his front feet. That is poor farrier work.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, and like, I don't know who was trimming him before. They could have been an apprentice farrier. But
I wasn't saying that to be mean.
To be,
I know.
Well, and about. the thing too about the farrier work is in.
Wes, you just cut out.
Yeah, you cut out.
Wes, we can't hear you. Did you go muted? I think you're muted, Wes. No, and I can tell you the city that he got the horse from. I don't know where he got his feet done, but if he got them done at the same area, those places don't know. They don't have the best farriers out there. I mean, even here where
he
I'm
did get him from a horse-centric part of Texas, and he wasn't keeping him in a horse-centric part of Texas, and your farrier work is going to be suspect around Austin anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. His farriers out in that area are not good farriers. You can maybe find two good farriers in Austin.
We have a really poor, I call it an epidemic here. We don't tend to have this. We tend to have the underrun heel and the flared toe because
do you guys have thoroughbreds?
But that I would bet money, and I hate betting money, that horse has contracted heels from poor farrier work, and that's what's making him very, very upright, because he doesn't have the spread of that heel to help with that angle. He's literally like this instead of
a farrier actually mentioned that his shoes were too small for him as well, so they tried to make his foot fit his shoe.
Yes.
And that it was
another mark of a terrible farrier.
Yeah.
Yep. You will even see that in horses that have an angle like this, but their foot, the sole of their foot is still little like this.
Yeah.
They're just angled. They'll have what looks to be a good angle, but then a tiny little foot.
So just for people that don't know anything about horses' feet and angles, it's basically like Falcon is walking on stilettos all the time that are too small for him.
Yep, because
he's got those shoes right now.
You've got bones in the foot like your finger. A foot on a horse is your finger.
There you go.
Yeah, I have Barrier tell me one time. It's finger.
Yes, they walk on their middle they walk on their middle finger, and it is supposed to have an angle about like this. He is literally walking like this.
It's supposed to be a 52 degree, I believe, is what it is.
Yeah.
Well, and it depends on the horse too. Their brake angle's not always the same.
Yeah,
But
it depends on the horse's
you want to
actual
match that
angles
angle.
that you want to make. But
You want to match
it's
the
the
angle
same
that the
for
horse
gated and
needs. You don't
non-gated.
want to just one for all.
Cyril box. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Video,
and you
so
can see
people are
this in the
asking
very
about
beginning.
Maureen, you guys. People are asking about Maureen. The video that she posted was on her stories, not on like her page, so it shouldn't be there anymore, I don't think, unless she reposted it. We're all good with Maureen. You know, there's no drama between any of us. We worked out what we had going on kind of in the background. We're good. She decided to take a step back because for us, you know, with all of us, this is hard to watch. This is a hard, really heavily, like it's really heavily like draining on all of us mentally, emotionally, because we know what these horses are going through. We know how hard their lives are right now. And we know, you know, we are all working so hard, and she needed to take a step back, and that's okay. Like,
Well, good on her for being able to.
yeah.
Like with me, I just
Well, and she
don't
has a
ever
lot
know
going
when to
on too. You know, we all do.
Yeah.
But some people have more things going on than others, and this is a lot of work. It's not like, it's very time consuming, if nothing else. Just responding to comments is time consuming.
Even though right now, and Wes and take money, which I did not, and you guys know I did not take money.
No, I never said that, by the way. I don't know who told you that.
I know. No, they were saying that I was taking money, even though I've never taken money for this at all. I got accused of making merch for this. I was like, no, wasn't me. You know, people are going to do what they're going to do. So I stepped back to make educational videos to explain to either rookie horse people or non-horse people who care what's going on, why, you know.
That's what I do too. Like, and I think it's great that we have like pushing out the more educational content, because so many people who don't know horses, like I've met the people who would look at a horse like Pete and some other, like their owner would just be like, oh, it's just because he's old. And they just go, okay. And not be like, no, that's not, I don't care that the horse is 20 years old. 20-year-old horse.
I worked on a 28-year-old Arabian today, and other than his teeth, and he does have some DSLD, as far as his body score as a whole, he looks just as fat and sleek as the 5-year-olds in our barn.
Yeah.
He was gorgeous.
Yeah.
There's something to say that 20 is not that old. It can be old when they've been broken down for 20 years.
We've got cow horses that are 26 still going out and showing at the top. I mean, it's, if you take care of them, it's not old.
I mean,
even in like the hunter jumper world, I meet these young kids, these teenagers, and they want to go and they want to jump the Grand Prix, and they are like, I have this young horse and he's 7 and I think he's going to be my Grand Prix horse in 2 years. And I'm like, you understand that like the best of the best Grand Prix horses and like, you know, those big jumping horses, some of those horses don't even make maturity and training wise until they're 16 or 17 years old. Like,
well, and I know guys who rope, and a lot of them won't even start roping on a horse until they're 13 or 14.
Now, knowing the place where the city, the area of where he got Pete from, and the type of people that were helping him, I can tell you that horse was probably ran into the ground. Now that's obviously an assumption, but based off of his body condition now and the fact that he likely does have ring bone, just knowing the type that's over there, my boots that are on the ground actually lives out there, and she can see from her backyard into the backyard of a trainer, quote unquote, for these people. And she sees them beating the hell out of those horses. Like letting their dogs attack the horses.
Other thing too is we have no idea.
She calls the ASPCA out on them all the time, and they don't do anything about it. So just knowing that that's the area he got it from.
Mm-hmm. Yep, Azura's 19.
I posted general because he is closer to 40 than 30 in many of my videos. And while he is not perfect, he's old, he is very neurological. He is weak in the back. My big thing was his top line. So many people were like, wow, that 40-year-old horse has a better top line than Falcon, who's 13. And I said, and look how easy it is to hide that he's sway backed. And it works the same with the top line.
Yep.
Saddle pad.
Yep.
I would have tacked him up, but I'm not going to do that to a horse that old that is very neurological.
Yeah. I mean, and it wasn't
putting the saddle pad was good enough.
But the saddle pad, like, I picked the thinnest one I could find in our barn. Like, if I would have done a blanket, I could have done the same thing with a saddle blanket.
You could have done it with a pillowcase.
He went from 40 to I'm going to go on a trail ride in 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mama, I don't know.
Well, and that's why in my last video, and I will say I was wrong, I guess, in the story that he posted of Pete getting his feet done. We see him unpacked there, but also he was like standing up on the platform, so it was like people were like, he looked so sway backed in that picture. And I'm not saying Pete doesn't have a sway back, but it's not as severe as I've seen on other horses.
He has a weaker back. And
yeah,
he is a stock horse. A lot of people thought he was gated. He is not gated.
Oh my god, no. He's a stocky little quarter horse.
Yeah,
he looks like he's got lorditis started.
Well, lordosis is
lordosis. There you go. Sorry.
Yeah, it is actually congenital. What he has is a weak back. He is a little stocky quarter horse, but he has a longer back. And if he's not being worked with his head, collected like this, he's not going to pick up that back.
Yeah.
And then he's also
to that same point, I didn't know what collection was until I started riding show horses in my 20s. So that's not show horse country. That's cowboy country. They don't care about collection if they get the
You see a lot of so I barrel race, but my horse also does ranch. We also trail ride. We also do arena work with collection. My horse has a very strong back.
Yeah.
But I go to a sorting competition, and they may have good weight and everything, but a lot of them are U-necked.
Yeah, upside down neck.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, behind the vertical or fake collection. I see that all the time.
Not even necessarily fake collection. A lot of times they just don't care.
Well, you see it in dressage a lot too, though. You see them behind the vertical and fake collection.
Yeah. I've had in my years of teaching different students like all over the country, being a military wife, I've met so many students who they did not understand, and this is bad in Florida too. One of the worst places was in Florida where I was at. They think that for like a hunter collection, a hunter frame, you pull them down and they drop their head and their head's dropped. Yay, they're collecting. But their the way I say it literally, their back legs are just flailing behind them like pool noodles. Like they're not using their hind end. And I've had to re-educate so many people because they get in, they start trotting and they start tinking their reins, trying to get the horse to just drop from bit pressure. And I'm just like, no, we push into the bridle. Just hold it, push into the bridle. And I
have to be careful with Crackers because she's ridiculously smart as far as collection. She also knows if she puts herself behind the vertical a little bit, she's off the bit.
Yeah.
She can hide.
And she